Good morning. I'm late. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, in my real life, I am not late. But for some reason on my lives, I'm late. I can't make it on time. Welcome. Y'all come on in the chat. Let's get started early. Come on in the chat. Come on in the chat. Hurry, and get in the chat. Stay in the bushes. Stay in the bushes. Stay in the bushes. Come on, y'all. Listen. Okay, I'll just start. So, after yesterday, I was feeling like, you know what? It's a whole lot of nothing going on. It's people here. Hey, T. How are you? Good morning here for the T. How are you? So, anyway, so after yesterday, I was like, it's a whole lot going on. Hey, Lisa. And so I decided I was going to lean a little bit more towards us pretending we at a point where we overcome. Okay. Hey, Candy, how you doing? So long time no see, lady. So I was thinking, what is the best way for us to go from one place to the next? You know how you have a transition, and so I feel like we are transitioning from talking about right the changes we want to make in the sector and talking about good morning, sis, good to see you, and talking about how what our expectations are moving forward. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to move around because I'm in my living room and this light got a dimmer on it, so it might go out. But anyway, so I was thinking, and I was praying. I was like, Lord, we need to move on. We need to get out of this space where we arguing and talking about, the old and start moving towards the new. I know a lot of times here on YouTube, people don't make these kind of decisions until the end of the year. But I feel like we are in a perfect position to make. Yeah, I just got my hair. Look, I have to check it out. But we are in a perfect place. Good morning, King. To change up on our journey here on YouTube. Change up because we no longer are supporting the beef. Change up because we want to show people we can do it and stop talking about it. Okay, right. I'm trying to focus. I'm in a different room. This room has like different sounds, different everything's different in my living room. And I barely come in here. So I can't. I'm trying to figure out where to be. So I might have to turn my avatar off. Okay. But anyway, so I'm thinking, how do we transition from being beefy to being peaceful? Because it's not going to be easy. It's still people in the sector that are fighting. It's still people in the sector that are trying to find their way. And so I believe that the best thing to do, good morning, Remy. How are you, babe? The best thing to do right now is to figure out what and how we're going to move on because we're tired of it. We're tired of talking about the old. We're tired of digging up the old. Right. Less beef. Okay. So I think from all the content creators I know and talk to, the best thing that we're going to be able to do is try and just uplift the content. So for me, that means trying to just go back to my regular thing and not, doing the beef talk so much. You can have it, man. Every morning my baby come and ask me a question. Every morning. He's so sweet. But so anyway, I think that we have to be sure about what it is that we want. Okay. So when I say peace, when I say moving forward, I'm thinking in terms of like when we are at peace in our lives, when we are at peace, period, like what does that feel like? And so I'm wondering, like, what will peace feel like here on the internet, here on the YouTube? What is peace going to feel like? I believe that there are CCs that are still trying to work on that, still trying to work on that piece, that place of moving. And so I think y'all gonna start to see some more changes in content. But for today, we're gonna talk about some trash. Some trash, y'all. No, we're not. We're not gonna talk about nobody, but we are going to discuss what it looks like when you move on to another sector. Since we have all these people that are leaving us and going on to other sectors, better sectors, cleaner sectors, all that good stuff. I think that we should I just want to guess the tune game, bag auctions. And Key, you want me to do puppets every day? Is that what you're looking for? Key likes the puppets, y'all. I'm gonna have to get them out for later because we're gonna come back later. So anyway, I believe that you know how you say if somebody is leaving, they don't need to announce it. I believe that we're kind of dealing with a whole bunch of that. I'm gonna leave and nobody's leaving. I'm done and nobody's done. As long as you talk about the people in this sector, you're going to come up in the algorithm with people in this sector. My advice to anybody who wants to change their content is just do it. Just do it. Just go ahead, switch it up. Let your people know this is what I'm doing. We're moving on to something better, and then just do it. We don't necessarily owe it to announce it. I think that the whole attitude going around here, y'all, and the whole personality that we are jealous and we are not capable of having better content. I think that's not true. I think that we can do a great job of having better content. I think people who think they're better than you or they've made decisions better than you have will always throw up the fact that you can't do it like they do it. Okay? Anybody can move on. You just have to have the mind to move on. You just got to have the mind to move on. Let's take, for instance, where's Melanie at? Melanie and the people over there. It has to be, okay, I'm done. Like I'm completely done. I'm not saying nothing about you. I'm just moving forward. So I think that the best way to do that for Mel is going to simply be just no nothing, no name, no picture, no clip, anything. Just cut it off and move forward. I think for a lot of us with the Sammy situation, it's the same thing. If you still support Sammy, then still go to her channel. Remy, Sammy is leaving us. She's going to a better place. Oh Lord, not a better place. She's going to a different sector. And so I think that we have to support one another in all of our changes we make. Hey, Judge. And for me, I support her. I think that she probably do better in another sector without all of the stuff that goes on over here and having been through all of the stuff, But one thing about moving forward, right, is Kai can come hang with you. Y'all gonna leave my little baby brother alone. Y'all gonna leave my itsy bitsy teeny weeny little brother Kai alone. He wants to be single. That's what he wants to be single. I think he said he's got a job or something about corporate America, so he might be fun. Who you talking about, kid? Not my little bitty tiny wincy itsy bitty little bitty kindergarten brother. He ain't leaving us, is he? So anyway, as we move forward, I'm gonna do a whole lot of concentrating on what my subscribers like. I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to bring them what it is they want to talk about, what it is they want to have conversations. And listen, y'all, that can be on the news, that can be in your life, that can be, outside the club, wherever you feel like there's something going on and you want to have an open conversation about. My man about to get a key. Make me call one of my heavy hitters to come in here. Come in here and escort you out the building. Leave Kai alone. So Key has informed me that she wants me to auction purses, do sock puppets, and sing-alongs. So, I don't know where we going. We might be headed towards the kindergarten sector. I'm not sure. But I'm going to listen to whatever it is that my subscribers want to do. I would love to do some collaborations with Rose T, We the People. I had them all in my head. Rose T, We the People, Melanie even. Yes, me and Mel can collaborate. It was somebody else. It's a couple of other people. Those just were the first. Because I think that if we can concentrate on some good stuff, then we can collaborate and get y'all more for to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? The more content creators can get together and show y'all peaceful side, I think the more we'll grow. Sammy is leaving her threesome. Why y'all get on here acting up? Yay, Kai. Leave Kai alone. I'm not a purse girl, but I love the puppets and the singing. Y'all, we're not doing puppets every day. What is going on? What's happening to my people? Mother Mahalia, you got a new... Ooh, child, Kai. I took back your Stacey Adams. And I said, hey, let me get that. I took back your Stacey Adams and I did a, you know how you give it and then they give you the money? That's what I did. Yes, I did, Kai. Come sit by me. It's not safe for you. Kai, go sit by here to tea. Stay away from Key and stay away from Remy. They mean you no good, child. Remember how you was brought up. Stay away from them. Stay away from any woman that's got you in the chat. Oh, Lord. So yesterday was pretty good. I think that I don't know, has anybody been over there to Ben's channel to see what's going on? Because I hear that there's not much going on over there. And we wish him well in all of his endeavors. We are not we have no plan to lock anybody out. Like we say all the time, our channel is open to any and everybody at any time. If you want to have a conversation and be on my channel, just go to Instagram and send me a message. We can set that up. But for right now, we're just going to do our regular what's going on in the sector, how is your life kind of stuff, okay? And y'all know I'll be bringing some scripture up in that bad boy so y'all can have a word, Key, so y'all can have a word and leave Kai alone. So I'm thinking that we probably need to, figure out what it is we don't want. Y'all say y'all don't want beef. What else do y'all not want? Thank you, Kai. I love you. What else is it that y'all don't want to see besides beef? Don't say nothing crazy. The word of the day is Kai. The word of the day is Kai. K-A-H. K-A-H is the word of the day. Good morning, lovely. How are you doing? Good to see you. Our word for the day is Kai. K-A-H. Okay? Yeah, that's your word. I need y'all to get a dictionary and tell me what Kai means. Judge Shady says she don't want to see. Oh, you want to see healthy beef? Judge, what that look like? What healthy beef look like? What does healthy beef look like, Judge? Because I'm gonna do that with you. I've never seen the healthy beef. I've only seen the dirty beef. But hey, if it's a way to be healthy with it, let's do it. So, what do y'all think is going to happen now that everything's going to slow down? Let's talk about it. Y'all think now that the content's about to dry up over there, are we going to be able to pull it and keep moving forward? Or do y'all think it's going to be another relationship, another beef between two content creators, or it's just going to be dry for a couple of months? What y'all thinking? I ain't doing no poll. I'm asking. Do y'all think we're going to have another relationship? I feel like there's another relationship brewing. I feel like there's another relationship brewing for us to talk about. I don't know who it is, but I just feel it in my stomach. Remy, that's our business. Kai, go get your Lunchable and your lunchbox and come on. Come on, you upset in the chat. So, does anybody think that's true what I said? Y'all think that it's another love triangle popping somewhere around for us to discuss? Or are we just focusing on content? Oh, bump on my. I tell you one thing, it won't be made a spectacle. I'm not talking about you and Key. Okay? You think so, Key? You think it's another a love triangle coming? I ain't gonna lie, the love triangles be pretty good at the beginning, but as they go on, you just be like, okay, pick one and keep it moving. We don't have time for that. Who do you think is gonna be, Key? Who's gonna be the love triangle? You, Kai, and Remy? Nay says she hopes not. Nay, you don't like a good love triangle? Love triangles bring the beef. Love triangles bring the beef. I'm just saying. So if there's no love triangle about to pop off, what else do y'all think is gonna happen? Y'all think we're gonna get some good commentary, like something else, perhaps? Menage a trois gate. Kai, tie up your shoes and go get on your bus. Y'all leave my brother alone. Kai, tie up your shoes and go get on the bus. Do you hear me? Get your little doll you carry around. Tie up your shoes. Get your lunchbox and your science book. Lord have mercy. Y'all get my baby out thrown off. What Remy got to do with it? Remy said she wants you too, Kai. I'm just telling you, you don't even know who's after you. That's why you need to be on the bus. They're going to kidnap you. They're going to Kai, are you leaving the sector? Are you leaving us? Please don't go, girl. I know you're not a girl, but that's the only song I could think of. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Kai, don't leave me. I don't know where to go. Oh, but something. All I know is where we've been. This to Kai. And what we've been through. Ooh. If we get to see forever, I hope it's worth all the pain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. That was for Kai. They're coming in, they like, what in the hell is she? Kai's leaving me, so I had to sing my song. I had to go deep inside my soul for Kai. Somebody else going through? Because I can break out a song for you. I got a whole book of songs. What we doing? Are we just singing to one another? Since we're starting anew and you love a story, how did you and your husband propose? Oh, child, let me tell you. So back in 1953, I'm sorry, back in 1993, 91, my mother owned her own insurance company. And all the babies in our family were going to the same daycare, but the daycare closed. So we had to find a new daycare lady. The new daycare lady lived around the corner from my house. So when my mama went to pick up her grandkids, it was 3 of them at the time. They were all the same age. When she went to pick them up, the lady asked her, you sell insurance. Could you put my son and his son, can you help them get insurance? And my mom was like, yeah. The lady said, okay, well, I'll make sure they're here tomorrow when you come. So my mama, she didn't say nothing about it to nobody. But when she picked the kids up, my husband was there with his son. My husband's name is Eric, y'all know. And then little Eric was like 1. And so when my mama did the insurance quote and everything, she came home and she said, girl, me and my sister, girl, let me tell you something. Helen got some fine sons. I was like, what? I'm going to the daycare. So me and my sister told my mama the next day we was going to pick the kids up. I just had to see what he looked like because my daddy's cute. You know what I'm saying? So my mama got a good eye. So we went to pick up the kids, and I asked the lady, I ain't going to say her name, but I asked the daycare lady, I said, are your sons here? And she started laughing, and she said, what you want with my sons? I said, my mama said they're cute. I didn't want to say a specific son because I knew it was like 6 or 7. So I wanted to have my pet child. You know what I'm saying? 6 sons. Let me see what's going on. So she called a few of them downstairs. And I'm like, they're cute, but they ain't like, you know what I'm saying? They all right. And then a car pulls up outside. And she said, oh, that's my other son. He's like the 4th or something. She said, that's my other son and his son. Child, when this man got out this car, me and my sister was bumping each other. I'm like, get off me, don't touch me, he's mine. That's the one I want. And my sister said, no, he looked older. And I said, no, he ain't that old, because I remember my mama telling me about the insurance and how old him and his son was. So he was coming up the steps. I'm trying to get my eyebrows together, put my little lip gloss on, probably too much because I was glowing. I was literally glowing. But then I was fixing my little outfit. Y'all know back in the 90s, outfits was the thing. Now people don't match stuff up. But I was, what? I had my top and my bottom and my tennis shoes. I was ready to go. So I told my sister, I said, you can't have no new man in your life. Like, what you trying to do? Mama told me about him. So my sister said, go ahead. I'm going to let you try. So he came up the steps. I said, hey, is your name Eric? He said, yeah, how you doing? Baby, when I looked into those eyes, when I looked into those eyes, I was like, that's my, y'all remember Olive Oil on the Price of Shop, on Popeye? And she used to say, that's my man. That's what I was like. I was like, oh, Lord, it's time for me. I done seen a man I want for me. I started singing gospel. And my sister was like, would you stop? So anyway, so I told him that my mama wanted me to give him this paper. The paper was actually just a folded piece of paper with my number on there. My mama didn't tell me to give him nothing, but I was trying to get ahead of my sister. So he said, you know what? He said, I'm about to run and give my son some pull-ups. You want to ride? Oh, is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? And so my sister gonna say, yeah, we want to ride. I was like, why you blocking? Go home or something. Ain't you got a baby to watch? Lord, I got to go with him to get the pull-ups. So back then he had this big Delta 9.8, one of them big old white cars. Child, the seats was all tall and stuff, Rose T. The seats was tall back then, girl. I had to use a ladder to get up in that car. I was like, come on, sister, because we going to get pull-ups for my future husband. I'm trying to know. It's really pull-ups. He had a 1-year-old. Stop it. So we in the car and we driving. He looking out the window and I'm just looking at him. Whole time he looking out the window, I'm looking at him. So my sister said, what are you doing? I said, I'm checking him out. And he was like, what? What is really happening? What's going on? Why are you stalking me already? So we go get the pull-ups, whatever, and whatnot. We go back to his mama house and we get out the car. He was like, that was cool. I appreciate y'all going with me. And I was like, well, I'm single. I want to know, are you single? Do y'all remember that song? No, you're too young. So he was like, well, I'm single too. I was like, well, one single plus two singles. What does that mean? It means I'm going to get married in the next 9 months. So we exchanged numbers. He already had my number. I told him my number's on that paper. He was like, for real? I said, yeah, I move fast. I ain't got time to wait because I don't know what's on other women's minds. You know what I'm saying? Your mama own a daycare. You seeing girls every day. Don't forget about me, okay? Don't forget about me. Yeah, don't forget about me. I roll with you to get the pull-ups. So anyway, so we go home. My mama comes home. I said, girl, let me tell you about this man that you told me to go and look at. And my mama said, come on, tell me about it. I said, Mama, his eyes are so brown. Brown sugar, babe. I get high on your love. Oh, sorry. I got taken back. So anyway, so my mom was like, yes, the eyes was it. I don't know if y'all ever seen my husband. Don't be going to see, though. Don't be going to see. I'm telling y'all about it. So he was like a creamy chocolate, like a Hershey, and his eyes was like diamonds dipped in oatmeal or something. That was just so brown, and he has such a nice skin, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So my sister said, don't call him. You moving too fast. Don't call him. And I'm thinking, she gonna call him. I didn't have to worry about it, child. He called me. He was like, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, child. It sent shivers through my body. I said, what's up? What you want? What you doing? What's your plans for today? What you got up for the rest of your life? Good morning, Empress. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, C. So we made a date for the next day. We was just gonna hang out. I had a son. Okay, remember, I don't know if y'all remember saying I had a baby at the time, but his dad had gotten killed. That'll be another story time. But his dad got killed, and so it was just me and my baby and my biological, yeah. And so I said, well, what you want to do? Like, what kind of stuff you into? And he was like, no, what you want to do? It's, I'm easy. I was like, don't tell me you easy. I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Woo, geez, this is taking me back. I need a fan. Where's the paper, son? They got me feeling some kind of way. Oh, Lord. So anyway, so we go out. Child, let me tell you something. Y'all know I like to put on the things. So I was all dolled up. What you know about me? Huh? What you know about me? So I was all dolled up, had my freeze. Y'all remember the freezes? I had my freeze. And then at the back was like a bun. Don't talk about it. So anyway, so we go to dinner. It was a nice restaurant too. And I was impressed because, in my mind, I'm thinking he probably a little cheap. You know what I'm saying? He got a son. He cheap. So I was expecting, maybe some McDonald's. Yeah. I was prepared to be forgiving. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him. He could be struggling. He's a young man with a baby. So we went out to the restaurant. The whole time we eating, baby, when I tell you we looking at each other's. Oh, sorry. And so he was like, well, what should we do after this? Child, what you got on your mind? That's all I want to know. Because I'm feeling like whatever is on your mind is on my mind. You know what I'm saying? And so then, back then, I didn't wear glasses. And so he leaned in. He was like, you got some pretty eyes. I said, boy, don't talk to me about eyes when God done sent you down here looking like an angel. Pretty brown eyes, you know I see them. It's no disguise to what I feel. Oh yeah, honey, I was ready to go. And so then we was about to leave, and he said, well, what you want to go to the park? Now, remember, this was back in the 90s, so it wasn't like a lot of people getting taken out in the park, or at least I didn't know about it. So I was like, yeah, we can go to the park. We can walk the boardwalk thing, and feed some ducks, sit down and hold some hands, give a little kiss on the cheek, look into each other's eyes. Or sorry, I'm telling y'all I'm having flashbacks. So we go and we get us like a little bit of ice cream, and we go to this real big park that everybody goes to around, So we're at the park and we walking, we talking about each other's lives, and he's explaining things to me about how he got custody of his son, his oldest biological. And I'm like so impressed. I'm like, baby, you went down and got custody of your You got full custody of your, Lord have mercy. God done sent me a man, Judge Shady. Was I ready? Judge Shady. I went home and was looking up wedding dresses. I was like, this is for me. So after we walked around, hung out a little bit, he had to go pick his son up from his sister house. So we did that. And he was like, well, what are your plans for the next few days? I was like, I don't have no plans. I just fly by this. What you want to do? What you thinking we should do? And he said, well, I don't really have nothing to do tomorrow. You want to hang out tomorrow? He said, I'm going to be a little late coming home from work. And I said, child, what time you picking me up? And he said, well, I can pick you up, or you could just meet me at my mom's, because, that's where all the kids went, even mine. So the next day, I had to get dressed. Y'all, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all what I had on. So I had on some, what's it called? Cross color. Y'all remember cross color? So I had on some cross color jeans, and I had on a white shirt and some white tennis shoes. And my sister said, don't wear them white tennis shoes. You look like a white girl. So I changed my shoes, and then I called him. I was like, you know what? That's a good man, Savannah. Tell him, Ruth. So I was like, I'm going to be a little late. No, it was not in the church. But hold on, because it gets good. So I was like, I'm going to be a little late because I had to change. So I took my shoes off. Then I didn't like the outfit. So anyway, I ended up putting on this little summer dress because it was like August. So I put on this little summer dress with these little frills on it. And then have my little sandals. It took me a while because I had to put cocoa butter, lotion, and Aquaphor on my legs. My legs need to be shining, y'all. I can't go in here with the ash. So get around there to his mama. They just live right around the corner, his mom. And so I get around there, and yes, Ruth, kids. We used to call them white girls. Remember that? We used to call them white girl tennis shoes. And so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and his mom is like, girl, come on in. So me and her start talking. She starts talking about how she want her nails done. And she was like, come ride with me to the beauty salon. Child, let me tell you something. When you get in with mama and he in with your mama. So we go into the beauty supply store so she can get some nail polish. We get back to the house. He still ain't there. So I was painting her nails. Painting mama's nails. Hello. Second date. Married. So he came in and he said, Mama, I'm sorry I'm late, but I got I didn't know this at the time, but he was trying to buy a house. And so he was talking to her about that and something that had gone on with the house. And I was just sitting there looking. I couldn't stop looking. I was just like, No tube socks, Remy. So he was like, okay, come on, let's go. He got my hand. We went out. His mom was like, are y'all coming back? Because she was cooking. And he told her no. So I think that next day we went to, I want to say we went to Sam's Club. Ain't that crazy? Yes, we went to Sam's Club because he was, at the time, I did not know, he was buying things for his house. So he was getting stuff, and I'm just like, okay, he was telling me to get this, get that, and I was helping him get stuff. And, right, see. Oh, I got so many stories to tell y'all. See, you got to come back later because that reminds me of another story, girl. So anyway, we getting all this stuff. We put it in the car. He got back to his mama. She said he had a phone call. So he calls the number back or whatnot. And I'm like sitting there waiting because he was on the phone for a while. And back up, don't get anything. And when he got off the phone, he was just so happy, y'all. He was so happy. And I didn't even really know him, but I was happy for him. And he said, you know what? I said, what? He said, I'm doing something for my baby. He said, that was my realtor. And I said, your realtor? He said, yeah, I'm buying a house. That was your realtor? You buying a house? He was only 22 years old. What? 22? My brain was like, lock in. Lock in, child. So he was going through a lot of that, buying his house and moving out his mom's house. So it was a whole lot going on. And so I was like, tell me, stop trying to get in the camera. I was like, tell me, hold on, y'all. He want me to put this password in. I'm not a multitasker. So, but anyway, long story short on this part, we went by his mom's to drop the stuff off. And then I asked him to take me to my mom's because I needed a sweater because my arms was cold. And here, I don't know what that is, babe. It's on there though. I said, I need this sweater or whatever because I knew we was gonna hang out again at that night because we had talked about it. So we were hanging out. We really wasn't doing nothing. He took me to meet his uncle over across state line over in Kansas. Again, we got something to eat. It's this place. I don't know. Y'all know Texas Times. We went there and we got a whole bunch of junk, just French fries, burritos, just a bunch of junk. And then we went to my mom's place and stayed there for a little while talking or whatever. So he said, you know what? I think I'm going to get this house. And I said, you are? He was like, yeah, I think so. And so I was like, ooh, I'm excited for that because that shows me that you're responsible. You didn't handle your business up until you was 22, 23. And now you got something of your own. I'm all about it. You is my man. So I didn't get to see him the next day because I want to say one of my cousins came into town and we was hanging out. But I was telling my cousin and my sister, I said, I think I didn't looked up on her husband. And my sister said, that is not your husband. You mess with, she named this other dude I was messing with at church. And I said, girl, he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing. He living with his mama in the basement. He ain't even got his own room. He don't have a car. I got to go pick him up. You know what I'm saying? This dude that I was dating, I had to go pick him up because he didn't have a car. But he wanted me to take, now don't get this confused with Eric. This is not Eric. This is another guy. He wanted me to take him by his baby mama house. Then she don't have no ride to get to the grocery store. And he looking at me like, okay. So I took them to the grocery store, him and his baby mom. And she was like, oh, you so nice. Oh my God. He said you are a sweetheart. Oh, you're so nice. You're such a nice lady. And you're so pretty. Those cheekbones. Oh my God. Those cheek. I'm looking at her like, if you don't get out of my core, out my core. So when we was leaving, he goes, why you act like you mad? You know, let me say this. Men play stupid. Now, you done had me go get your baby mama and take out to the grocery store, and you don't know why I'm mad? You don't know why I'm mad? Oh, hell no, because mad in the 90s was worse than mad in the 2020s. I was hot. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever ask me to take your baby mama nowhere. And that was that. So, yeah, he was trying to date me, but he was not for me. He had too much uneven stuff going on. Like, you can stay with your mama if you got your own room. But you can't stay with her if you're in the basement. It's too much space. If a man lives in the basement, that means he's going to stay home for a while. If he has his own room, he's moving out. So anyway, he ends up calling me one day. He's like, oh, I'm going to come get you. This is Eric now. Now we back on Eric. He was like, I'm going to come get you. I got some good news. He was real excited. So he comes and picks me up. My sister jumped in the car. Where's she going? Hey, Matt, where's the sister going? I said, where you going? She said, I heard we had good news. Let me tell y'all something. Me and my sisters are like this. And so we go and we in a car with them. And now at the time, we lived not too far from the inner city. Okay. We was like in the first section of houses 2 over. And so it seemed like we were driving for a long time, and his mom just stayed around the corner. So it seemed like we was driving for a really, really long time. And I'm thinking, where are we going? Right, Empress. She was like, let me ride. Can I sit in the middle? That's the feeling I got. So we start to go what they call out south. And he went off the exit. I'm like, where is he taking us? He might be a serial killer. And I didn't bring my Lucky Charms. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with a serial killer and I ain't got my favorite cereal. What's that? What? So he pulls up in the driveway of this beautiful little house. And I said, what are we doing here? Whose house is this? Child. He said, this is my house. I said, what you say? He said, this is my house. I said, your house by yourself? He said, yeah, by myself. Me and my son. He said, I got approved for the house. Child, let me tell you something. I was, won't you have a time? 23 years old. Got his own place. Come on. I was like, open the floodgates of heaven and let it rain. Let it rain. Girl, me and my sister was jumping over one another like two puppies in a puppy mill. We was jumping over each other. I went to the door. I was looking in the window. I said, how many bedrooms is it? He said 3. Hallelujah. Hey, little brother. How are you, Trevor? I enjoyed your now I better sing. What was I singing on your show? Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Have y'all seen Trevor's newest video? Go watch it. This boy is so talented. I love it. Have a good day, Trevor, if you gotta go. So anyway, come on, 23 with a house. Come on, Judge Shady. Come on, Judge Shady. You know what I'm talking about. Back then, girl, I couldn't wait to get home. When I got home, told my mama, I said, you got a good picker. Mama, your picker work. Because you didn't pick me out of man. My mom was like, hey, he got a good head on his shoulders. He takes care of his son. He keeps the insurance up. He's in the PTA. Like my mama had his resume. I said, you ain't got to convince me no more. Aha. You know what I'm saying? God don't have to send a boat. I understand, Lord. I'm going right now. So, he was moving his stuff out of his mom's house, and we were helping him a little bit. And it was a little furniture place not too far from where we were at. And he went in, he bought him some furniture. And his mama had gave him some bedroom furniture. Well, basically like the headboard and something else. Because he had a water bed. Okay. So, that was me winking. I hope it was the right eye. I know I can't see. So we get to his house that day, unloading all the stuff, going to the bedroom, and trying to give his house a little bit of feminine touch. Since I know I'm moving in, I was giving a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Hiding my hairpins under the pillows. You know what I'm saying? I was doing what I was told by my mom. So we was about to go, and he said, let me show you, everything. So we walked around the house, 3-bedroom, ranch-style house, 1 bathroom, beautiful living room, dining room, and a kitchen. When I tell you, back in 1992, woo! Go by. So after a while, we were dating for a long time. This is about to get good, so don't nobody leave. We had been dating for a long time, and long like months. Yeah, months. And so we were at his house, and his son and my son were in the bedrooms, the babies we had. And we had fell asleep, and I heard this boom, 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 boom. Now, y'all got to remember, I've been arrested, so I was nervous. I was like, do I have warrants? What time is it? Did I miss court? Like, these are the things going through my mind. And I woke him up. I said, somebody banging on the door. And he said, banging on the door. And I said, yeah, I don't think it's nobody. Like, because he was like, who could it be? Like, we're trying to figure out, is this the police? Now, even though the 90s was nicer in some ways, people would still kick your door in and rob you. You know what I'm saying? It was still that kind of stuff. So I told him, I said, I'm going here and get my baby. Then I'll go in here and sit with your baby. We're going to watch, see what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Then I heard a voice say, Eric, I know you're in there. I know you're in there. I know y'all in there. You better open this door. You better open this door right now. So I got up off the bed and laid my son next to his son. I walked in the living room. I said, who that? Who at the door, dog? Who that? Who? And he was like, just go back there. I'm going to handle it. Oh, no. Not one of them situations. Back there. Oh, Lord have mercy. So I sat back in the bedroom. Boom, boom, boom. I know your car. He opened the door. When I tell y'all, this girl tried to bum rush the door, trying to get to me. Girl, you know this ain't your place. I'm home. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there with the thing I've been knowing. When that makes the small trees bend into leaning. Suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning. Sprinkling the scene. It makes it all clean. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost focus. Sorry. Where was we at? Oh, the girl that was trying to kick the door in. So I was telling him, I'm like, who that? He said, oh, it's this girl I used to mess with. Used to mess with? You only been living in this house for a few months. Where was you messing with her at? Where was y'all messing at? I'm confused. What you mean? You used to mess with? This is our house. This is our house. You got somebody else up in my house? And this is her. I see you, bitch. I see you, bitch. Don't you? If I get in there, I'm going to rock your world. I see you, bitch. I'll stand there. Let her go. Let her loose. Because when I get through, she ain't going to never want to come over here again. Let her go. He said, no, man. No, you know you ain't supposed to be here. He ended up pushing her out the door. She left. So I'm getting, putting my things on. Don't ask why I didn't have them on, but I'm putting my things on. He trying to explain. I'm like, there would be no explanation if she didn't know where you live, because you just bought this house. So for me, that means you've been letting somebody, as we lay, ooh, we forgot about the price we had to pay. Oh, sorry. So I'm like, you just didn't let her come up in here and move. What's she been doing? I'm not really that upset because it's only been 3 months. But you know how you put on a little bit. What's going on? What is going on? I am confused. Like, I thought we was a thing. Huh? I thought we was a thing. But here she come, beating on the door. Here she come with an attitude. Huh? You gonna explain this to me? He's like, baby, that's one of my exes. She think we still, gonna get together. She know I got a house. She know about you. I got a restraining order on her. I said, what? Not a restraining order? I thought, man, let me tell you something. I said, why would you have a restraining order on her? He said, because she attacked me at her house the last time I saw her, and I had to forcibly move her out the way. And because she wouldn't leave me alone, I had to get, some papers on her. And so I was like, and she's still coming over here? That's weird. And he said, yeah, she's pretty crazy. So I'm thinking, now I know I got to put on my crazy, because he got folks that's crazy, because I wasn't leaving him alone just because old girl was like, boom, boom, boom. That ain't going to make me run. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't have no things in here. I don't even know if you've been in here, homegirl. I don't even know if you've been in here. Back to where you come from. Stop trying to ruin my life. So, of course, I stayed with my boo. I was like, I see why she's stalking you. I see why. She wants you to herself, Lord. He's so funny. Oh, baby, oh, when I see you, when you cross my mind. He's so fun. Sorry. Y'all got to tell me to focus. I got a song for everything. So he ended up he ended up having to do anger management classes after that. And I was like, oh my goodness, she done got the law. She done got the law on you. Little did I know the law was coming for me. Remember, y'all, time period. Child, we was kicking it. That was my man. We was going out of town every weekend, from here to a couple of other cities, or I think we went from here to St. Louis. Then we went to Jefferson City where my best friend lived. We went to Arkansas, take my sister to Pine Bluff University. While we was down there, he met this preacher that tried to talk to me. before he went to Pine Bluff. And the preacher kept telling him how lucky a man he was. And it made me so uncomfortable. I was like, ew, stop it. Don't talk to him. Somebody talk to my husband. Sure. So anyway, we're basically living like we married, you know. He wasn't really a churchy person. That wasn't his thing, and I respected it. I'm never trying to convert somebody into liking church or liking God. After the first couple of years, though, remember, I was not there. Once we have been together, I'm going to say 13, 14 months. And then they picked me up. They said, halt, who goes there? Get off of that prostitute. You're going to jail. I was like, no, I'm just starting a new life. Please don't do this to me. I want to stay. And the police officer was, well, you can stay in the back of my car. Yeah, I had some, let me tell y'all. Remind me what we talking about. But I'm going to tell you about my interactions by the police. We were shacking up. My pastor said, when y'all going to quit shacking up? I said, I don't know what that means, so I can't stop. I'm going to tell you about this interaction I had with a cop one time. So this police officer pulls me over with the kids. I had 4 of the boys. And he's like, what did he say? The car seat was wobbling when I made my turn. He saw the car seat wobble. The car seat wobble? What that mean? So he said, if you open the back door, I can check the car seat. I said, my baby been in that car seat for a long, long time. Like, nothing's ever happened. It's secure. And he was like, ma'am, don't give me attitude. I'm trying to save your child's life. Yes, baby. You want to say hi? He wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Say have a good day.
Have a good day.
So, the cop is like, he had a real attitude with me. And so when I got in the car, put the handcuffs on, whatever, because he thought I had a warrant. No warrant. You're in trouble. So end up going through all the process of finding out. Thank y'all. That's my baby. That's my little pootie pie. That's another story time. Key, write down these story times. We're gonna do story time about adopting the baby. We're gonna do story time about my time in the clink clink, and we're gonna do story time on some other stuff. Y'all just remind me. We can do story time. So went down. I'm mad because I know this is not right. I know this is not right because when I got out, I made sure I took care of all of my stuff. So we get down there and they say, no, there's no warrant. I end up calling my mom to come get me and she was working. So I called him because I knew he would come get me. And so he came and he picked me up and I was like, oh, you love me. You really love me. He was like, girl, I ain't never met a woman with so much going on. He said, you got so much going on. When are we going to have some peace? So, some quiet so we can enjoy our relationship. And I said, I think I'm good. Like, I think this is where we are. I think everything's good. We went on to make more babies. For all y'all that are concerned about the shacking up, we kept shacking. We kept shacking. But listen, let me tell y'all something. So my pastor, he's been my pastor my whole life. When he said stop shacking up, I really didn't understand. Like, I couldn't understand exactly what it meant. So I asked my mama. She started laughing. So I told my husband, I said, you know, we shacking up. He was like, yeah, I know. He was like, it works for me. So he picks me up, and we ended up talking about, me and my legal issues and being past all of that. And, it was just having like a really good conversation. And I remember thinking in the conversation, I was like, there's no way this is not my husband. Like, there's no way. And hold on 1 minute. I gotta get my computer charger. Computer charger. Champion. Okay, ouch. I got it. I'm back. I'm really back. Okay. So we're talking about my legal issues and, how they would affect the family, us building our family. And I was like, there are no legal issues. What you need, baby? I was like, no, there's nothing else, because I knew I had taken all of that. Bring mama a bottle of water, champion. Taking care of all of that. So it was, let me say this, y'all, because I don't want to miss this part, because this might really help somebody though. This man, we were together. He loved me. He loved my son. He loved my family. And I was so in love, right? Y'all, look, I went to get my thing for my tooth yesterday. I'm all over the place. I ain't took my medicine. Leave me alone. But yeah, I get my tooth put in next week for everybody that was in my mouth. She got teeth missing. She got teeth missing. And she don't care that y'all see her looking like a girl. Stop talking about me. Stop talking about me, because I don't care. I don't give a damn. So worried about me. And ain't nobody never seen your face. So Eric running from women in Sunshine Vows, running from the law. Oh, Melanie, yes. Oh, I love to do that. These two stories go together, Mel. So, because you got to remember now, listen to what I'm saying. Met in 91, 92. I was gone. Remember? For anybody that's lost, I was long time. They won't let me out. Ooh, they won't let me. I'm long time. They won't let me out. I want to know what content creator is singing for y'all, dancing for. So we went to court. And when we was at court, my mom was like, my mom, man, I'm going to tell you about my mama. My mama was so smart and so wise. And I always looked for her to get me out of stuff. But I realized as I got older, my mom got me out of stuff by teaching me lessons. I remember going to court for my bond hearing or whatever. And she was just like, she was sitting there looking so beautiful in her beautiful suit because she had to leave work. And she said, I really do. I love you. She said, but I believe this is where you're supposed to be, baby. And look, Val, we can't have you falling in. Hey, Auntie Mickey. So that whole thing happened because after the hearing, then I had 2 months to the trial. Go get Mama a bottle of water. And so the whole time all this was going on, he was my man. He never left my side. And even though my legal trouble came from water. Okay, go get me some water. My legal trouble came from how I was doing things before I met him, right? So, and I had met God, and I knew I was supposed to work for God, but I still was, in sin. I'm fornicating, I'm doing the things. But when they said, look, you gonna do 2 to 5, I was like, what about my husband? Now we weren't married. We weren't married like legally married then. So went in there, had to do what I had to do. When I tell y'all, every night, like clockwork, I was able to call and talk to my son and talk to my man. He's my boo. So I knew, just in my mind, I was like, he is going to be my husband. I had said it the day we met, but I knew it then. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll do it. Push it.
Oh no, it's very fast.
So, did y'all see that water run out my mouth? So, y'all probably like, why is Val treating us like we in her house? Because y'all are in my house. We have, what do we do? We have our family meeting, and then at night we have the cookout. This is our place. Kick off your shoes. Kick them off. Take your wig off. Put it in a wig bag and tie it tight. Yes. This is what we're doing. At least for the next 45 minutes. So anyway, okay, do the right thing. You need to see that. What you like? Woo! Woo! Usher don't want none of this. Usher. Do the right thing. I've been seeing you and y'all having a conversation. So I'm away, and it was so depressing because there were get out the camera. Out. It was so depressing because all I could think about was the life that I could be living. I want to be living my life. I had mapped it all out. We was going to get married. We was going to have 2 more babies. We were going to buy a bigger house. I had written that all down in my journal. Okay, baby, you got to hold on 1 minute. I had written all of that down in my journal. So I was sitting there, and when I started reading the Bible and started really getting focused on really focused in my life, all I could think about was how God was going to reunite us, and we were going to have a family, and on and on. I just kept thinking that and praying, Lord, I want to work for you, but I also know that this is my husband. I know this is my husband. I know this is my children's father. I just talked to God about it. So lo and behold, when I got out, my mom was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't. She sent my boo. Ooh. And I was like, yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. When I seen that fine brown thing come across that parking lot, I was like, hallelujah. Y'all just don't know, child. Listen, women have trouble waiting in the period from jail to getting home. You then waited from jail to getting home and with children. And for me, that solidified it. Like there was no doubt in my mind. This is my husband, baby. And so when we would go places and people would say things and I would say, yeah, this is my husband. That's him. Because I knew he would be. So I just started saying it. I was in the middle of Trevor Green's cartoon. I'm hearing your voice say, if y'all talk about it, walk about it. Yeah, Trevor did a good one yesterday. So anyway, got out. We're gonna do a story time on that whole thing. So that's why I'm skipping over. We'll do story time on that whole 2 years, okay? So we were I was parched. I was parched. My tongue was in there like it was making lawnmower noises. Hey everybody, hey Trend, hit the like, y'all. Hit it. Yesterday we had a lot of likes. I was so blessed and surprised. So if y'all do me the same today, even if you don't like me, but you like the commentary, hit the like. Be kind and rewind. Y'all remember Blockbuster Video? So, got out, knew what I knew. He came. My mama had to have me a big dinner. I love my mom, y'all. She threw me a dinner like every year for my birthday, and every other year, she would do a roast where my friends would come in and they would roast me. It was so fun, and it was just so. I felt like she just did things that other moms didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like she just, man, she was awesome. So anyway, so I went on to do whatever it is they had told me to do. Like, I think it was like 6 months. It was a year probation. It was like 6 months, something else, community service. And I had told him, I vowed that I'm never going back to that. I tell people all the time, I know sometimes people are like, oh my God, you a prisoner, you a felon, all of that stuff. But if I could give any advice at all to anybody, I would say live your life correctly, follow the law. Everybody gets caught at some point in their life, and you either end up dead or in jail. So, yeah. I had let me tell y'all this right quick. I said I was going to get off, but let me tell y'all this. What made me pause was I had a nephew. He was through my kid's godfather. I called him my nephew. He would hang out with my boys, take them to ball games and stuff. But he was selling narcotics. Well, they wasn't narcotics. Well, yeah, selling narcotics. And he told us that he was going to the park. And for some reason that day, I just kept thinking I needed to talk to him. You got to talk to him. So I called my godbrother, my kid's godfather, and I said, I need nephew to come see me when he gets off work. And he said, okay, I'll let him know. So he never called me. And that was so weird because he always called me. So he didn't call. And I went home. When I got home, I said, I didn't get a call. I was waiting at down there at the office to get a call. And my mom was like, come have a seat, babe. And I said, every time she said, come have a seat, it's something about my mama. Like, it's like the spirit in her immediately holds you and comforts you before you know you need it. My mom could hug us before she hugged us. It was something in her eyes that was so soft that you knew something was wrong, but you knew immediately you would be helped. And so this day, my mom was like, I need you to sit down. And I said, what's going on? Like what? I'm still moving and shaking. Once you live a fast life like that, you still are fast in what you do, like over fast. Like, I got to hurry up and get here. When in actuality, you got like hours. Let me tell y'all this. I feel like people keep popping in and God is giving me a word to share with them. If anybody out there that is addicted or is on the opposite and sells drugs, get to know God. God can truly, truly change your life before something happens to you. He really can. I know he can. If that's your state of life right now, you are selling drugs or you are on drugs or you have an addiction, please pray about it and get to know God, because he can prevent whatever is supposed to come next, and he can make something happen that you never believed happening. Okay, so back to what we're talking about. man, now my mind is just on that place. You know how uncomfortable everything is, and how dark it is. It on TV they portray it as this kind of lit up place, but in actuality, it's not. It's kind of dark, and you got your people that have already unalive people. They're constantly making noise, almost to like terrify you. And when I got that Bible that day and I started praying, I knew that God was in me because I was no longer afraid to be in that space. I literally was like, okay, I'm protected. Like I can hold my head up. You know what I'm saying? I was not a crybaby back then, but I was crying out of what I felt inside. It was all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I feel like God pulls on my spiritual cords. I feel like when we have conversations and the word pops in, I feel like the Holy Ghost pulls me, it pulls the valve that y'all know in to allow the Holy Ghost to speak, because God always has a word for somebody. If you know the story of Abraham and how God had told Abraham to sacrifice his son, and Abraham, that was his son, that was his child. But Abraham loved the Lord so much and believed in God so much, he was taking his baby up there to be sacrificed. And he heard a noise, and in the noise, in the bush behind him, there was a lamb. And he knew then through God's voice that he's supposed to sacrifice the lamb, but because he had no problem doing what God said. Be obedient, y'all. Please. I know sometimes like something to come, you'll be like, oh, I got it. No. If God tells you to do it right now, do it right now. Don't waste a minute. Okay, back to my little god brother. So when I sat down with my mom said he was over in the park where we usually sit. And when she said that, I knew it. Because there had been some guys looking for him in the park earlier that week or earlier that month, they told us. So I told my mom, I said, just go ahead and say it. And she said, he's gone. She said, apparently he went there with his best friend, him, some other guy, and they were supposed to be meeting one guy, and there were 5 guys. And so by the time my god brother or his friend were able to get to their car, which I think they were going for their weapons, but my mom said they was just trying to get away. They were killed. I mean, they were unalived. And he was young. He was 17. And when I tell you I knew, God has set me down for 2 years, right? I'm closer to 20 months, something like that. And through me growing in my spiritual walk, God would constantly talk to me. And I used to think I was crazy, but I realized that God knew if I didn't have my attention on him, I was too easily distracted. So God was always on my mind, and I would ask him, like, what should I do today? You know, who needs me or whatever. And I feel like God would talk to me and tell me. And that day he had told me Lawrence was in trouble. So after Lawrence passed and 17, doing that too, but God's still allowing me to have a man waiting for me with my children. And when I think about it now, my mama's passed and my husband was so defeated because we were with her every minute, and they kept saying she was going to live, and they kept saying she could get better. And my husband loved my mama. When I say they was like this, when I say he would drive her from here to California, New Mexico, anywhere she wanted to go. If my mama called him in the middle of the night, my mom had a kidney transplant. She called my husband. She said, the hospital just called. It's a kidney ready. Come and get me. I didn't even know he was gone. He loved her so much. And when I think about why I'm saying that is because my mom introduced us. I feel like it was way back then, it was destiny because she introduced us. She wanted him to be my husband. She wanted him to be my children's father. This was what my mama wanted for me. And so now that I had came out and I was feeling like, oh, it's going to be a hard time getting this done, getting that done. My mom and we were going back and forth to court trying to get my record expunged, and it was just a lot going on. And I didn't want to lose track of everything that had happened, that this man waited for me. Y'all. 3 kids, 97, no, 5, 4, around that. You tell me. My mama knew. I don't care. When my mama passed, my husband was at her side. He couldn't be a pallbearer. He couldn't do it. And he cried harder than anybody. Even my brothers were consoling him because, and we talked, he knew, he felt my mom had put us together. He felt she had done all the things for our relationship. Maybe even things she wouldn't get to do later, like just being around our kids and making sure they were taken care of. And so it was just so deep, and he couldn't mentally function. We went on to have, so after the 2 to 3, we had 4, no, 3 at the time. And then God blessed us with the 3 more. I'm going to explain something because somebody asked me how this works. Okay, so Eric had a son that he had custody of when we met. And I had a son, my biological son. Okay. His dad was killed when he was 3 or 4. So me and Eric had 2 kids, 1 and 1. Okay. Then we had a second son together. Then we adopted my nephew, 4. Then we had 2 more kids, 1 more kid, and we adopted Champion. Y'all get that? So it was 1 and 1. That was 2. Then we did the 3rd one. Then right after that was the 4th one. We adopted my nephew, and we adopted Champion. So, because people are always like, I don't like the ages. So yeah, after that, y'all, I never doubted God. I never doubted God. I was like, my mama and God put us together. My mama knew I was going to need him, and he was going to need me. And we've been through it. We've been through it. We've lost some of the closest people to us, siblings, parents. We've had arguments and fights. And you know what, T? I actually have a book written. I don't know what's taking me so long to everybody. My sisters keep getting on me. I'm going to take you as confirmation. I need to get it together. But yeah, man, I'm going to make this short. When I got diagnosed with MS, I called my husband, and it had taken me a long time to get diagnosed because they kept telling me Black women don't get multiple sclerosis. And then they had to do a spinal tap. And that's where they found some fluid that went along with the brain problem I was having. And when they finally diagnosed me with MS, I was so sick at that time. I remember saying to my husband, I said, you deserve a woman that's always up on her feet. You know, when we got married, you had no idea. No, we never thought that there would be times that I couldn't walk. And we never thought there would be times when you'd have to carry me. And so I felt bad. I was like, you know what? This is not fair. It's not fair for him to, you know, have to do this at such a young age. I was like 30. I might have been 33, 34. Do y'all see how young? Oh my goodness. Like, we were so young. And I feel like, this is why I tell my cousins, I feel like 40 is where anybody that makes their stride and hits that place where they feel like they're where they're supposed to be. If you do it before 40, God bless you. But I feel like at 40, you should be, everything should be together. Not finished together, but you can start living your life that you put in your time for. And when I looked at my husband, I felt like this man came with the unbelievable love. Who does these things? So I just kept telling him, I was like, I can't believe that you stand when you know all of these things. Like, this is crazy. That's around that time I lost the sight in my eye. I was so depressed. Y'all, every time I got upset about being sick, it was because I felt like my husband could do better. Back early in the relationship, I was like, he needs better than it. Like, he works hard. He has kids, even though they were my kids. But I didn't want him to settle his life with somebody who might have a shorter period in life, or, you know, was going to end up not being able to work. And it made me sad. So one day he talked to me about it. And he said, I don't understand why you always get so upset about us, anything we do for you. If you have a seizure, we hold you till you wake up. If you know, he said, baby, there's nothing. He said, when you wake up in the morning and can't feel your toes, those are my toes. I was so blessed that my mama loved me so much, right? And that God already knew, come on, T. He already walks my life. God already walks my life. So he knows I'm going to be sick, the babies, the house. He knows everything because that's in his plan. So I realized that I had a problem fighting God's plan, even when I was at that stage, when God would derail something I wanted, I'd have an attitude because I really wanted to do this thing. I was so determined to do this thing. And then I would get mad at my husband because I'd be like, no, we got to do it now. I want to do it now. So that was something I had to go to God and pray about. That's what I be telling y'all. There are the smallest things we can ask God for deliverance, anxiety, worry, concern, because God don't want you to have the excess of any of those things, and definitely not fear. So I had to learn to give God all that worry and concern. God had given me this husband. Sit down and shut up. What are you talking about? Why can't you figure out that you need to sit your tail over there and let me be God? I put this thing together all this time ago, and I knew it was going to be all right. Ladies, before you get your amen, thank you, Judge Shady. Thank you so much. Good morning, sis. Morning, Val. I'm in the bushes, literally cutting bushes and hugging. Telling myself hi, I love you. But yeah, so what was I saying? Loki throws me off, y'all. That's my baby. I forgot what we was at. But anyway, the story is me and my husband, And even though there's been storms, there's been fights, there's been me thinking that I'm going to leave him and walk out the door with nothing. I ain't got no purse, no bag, nothing. Y'all know I ain't leaving nowhere without my purse. But just the overacting of wanting to be together so bad that every little thing is a problem. I'm going to give y'all some advice. And low-key knows this. Anybody married in this chat knows this, and they know it works. Listen to what your spouse says. Take it in. Don't throw it away. Don't walk over it. Always acknowledge their feelings. Always. Even in the big fights, acknowledge their feelings because they matter. And the early parts of my marriage, I used to be selfish because I wanted, here we got all these babies, but I need more attention. So, yeah, my husband he's amazing. And I'm so blessed. And we are so blessed. And there were people who didn't believe we were going to make it. People thought that I was trouble. My history. And people thought that, my people on my side knew people he had dated before and he was this, that, and the third. But nope. I prayed and I said, Lord, if we make it to this engagement party and it goes well, I know. And my husband said, I've been enough. Everything God does, he has a reason. He really does. Like, I'm 54. Oh my God, yeah, that was over 30 years ago that I knew I was going to be going away, y'all. And my babies were so cute and so young. And they was just like, we can see you, mama. We can see you. Ooh, that was a time. That was a time, honey. You got to be somewhere with a whole bunch of women that don't give about you. It's dangerous. Ooh, Lord, have mercy. All right, it's time for me to go. Oh, you ready for your bath? Oh, Daddy gave you a bath? Don't get in here. No, you don't have clothes. I'm coming. I was just about to say I got to go give my baby a bath, but my husband did it. To my morning crew, I love y'all. Ruth, Kia, Melanated, all my people. Empress, Key, Low Key, Judge Shady. Thank y'all for hanging out this morning. We had a ball. Anybody that's never been here, please come back, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because y'all like me. And hopefully we'll be back tonight around 7:30. We're going to do our Friday night family meeting. If you're not what can I say? Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, y'all, please subscribe. If I get 1,000 members, I'm gonna have a members only group. So we want to get our numbers up. All right, I love y'all. Everybody say bye now. Oh my God, y'all crack me up. Good night. I say good night. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mel. Shout out to Mr. Eric. Tell him, Mel. Look, Annie been a YouTube star for 5 years. Oh, I didn't see all of these. Yes, God was telling me. Yes, Loki. God was telling me to trust him. You were supposed to be telling us how Eric... I forgot about that part. Oh my, here for the tea. Okay, tomorrow. I got caught up in everything else. Y'all should have rang the bell. I should have called me on the phone and said, no, wrong direction. Wrong direction. Who blocked you? Somebody blocked Mel. Eric is amazing. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We got the best ones. Yeah, Loki, you've been here for a long time, and I'm just now seeing it. All right, y'all, I gotta go. Take care of my family. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.